So I'm doing this quick live today here on YouTube to answer questions about UX or UI. So feel free to ask me anything. I'm gonna be trying this live form here on YouTube for the next couple days just to see how my audience here from YouTube reacts. Just want to measure it compared to TikTok if I should be going live more here on YouTube or if I should just stick to TikTok. So honestly, I'm just trying out this live form here on YouTube to answer any questions in regards to UX design or graphic design, to provide feedback for new designers. But one thing I'm wondering is if there's a way for me to see the comments, if there's comments to answer questions. Today is my basically free day to honestly to just uh, get ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna be about me. I work as a UX designer for Orbit, a company this in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I work as a designer with about 15 developers. Some developers are here in Utah, other developers are in Texas, but pretty much everyone is working remotely. And about a little bit about myself, I started working as a graphic designer, and from graphic design I went into UX design, and that transition was pretty smooth, uh, and it was pretty easy for me to jump into UX design since I had the skills as a graphic designer. But I understand there's other uh, students with other backgrounds who wants to join, who wants to become UX designers, and I would like to help. I would like to do these live forms to answer questions when it comes to UX design or graphic design, and or how to make the transition from graphic design to UX design. It can be very difficult to make the transition, especially you don't have experience. If if you're not a designer, if you don't have the background as a designer, let's say if you are a graphic designer, if you're not a graphic designer and you want to transition into UX design, it's going to be a little bit difficult because you will have to first learn the design skills. But if you are a designer, let's say like a graphic designer or illustrator, or if you have some kind of a design background, I think it's going to be more easy for you to transition into UX design, but it's gonna take some time, and especially if you're planning to land a job within, especially in this industry, in this uh, industry that is that is a little bit difficult right now. Right now, the tech industry is going through a massive layoffs in everywhere in USA, And yeah, there's basically no many jobs uh, for software developers, for UX designers, for graphic designers, anyone who's in tech right now. We are experiencing a massive layoffs, and it's gonna be more difficult if you're trying to at least this years. It's gonna be more difficult for you to land a job as a UX designer or in software engineer. But I think right now is a great time to basically to build your portfolio, to um, I would say to study and to learn, and basically to become better as a designer or as a software developer. And basically once the market comes back for when basically there's more jobs in a couple years, or maybe next year, in a couple months, if there's more jobs available, let's say in a year, I mean you have a we could say that you have about a year, or you have years to basically to study, to get prepared, and once the market comes back, you're gonna be basically ready. um, that's what I would that's how I would um, that's what I would look at this market right now. And I wouldn't get mm, I wouldn't basically lose hope, or lose hope as a to become a professional. I think right now is a perfect timing for you to study and learn and grow, and to be prepared. Basically, I remember back then when I was in school in 2016. Uh, Everyone also keeps saying at that time, it keeps saying that there were no really jobs. But then I graduated in 2016, and it took me maybe like a year to maybe like 8 months to land a job as a designer. And then from there, it just my career just took off. And since then I haven't really experienced any layoffs. Right now where I work, they haven't done any layoffs yet. uh, I'm not sure if they're ever gonna do layoffs there. It's pretty. The company I work for is pretty. I would say it's a medium-sized company, and even though sales sometimes um, are not uh, as expected, I haven't seen in a while that they or the company doesn't have a history of making layoffs. To be honest. Okay, so there's the first question. What do you design in? Uh, what do you design new? Uh, so I work for a company called Beehive, and the company has a mobile app, and this mobile app is in iOS and Android. So I basically design the mobile app for the company, and I collaborate with about 14 to 18 developers, and I design basically the mobile app. But also the company has these smart sprinkle timers that allow basically homeowners to turn on their sprinkles to water basically the grass. And so that's one sector, and the company has those timers. So sometimes when they launch a new timer, I also get to design the user flow for that specific timer, and that timer is embedded, or that user flow that I designed is embedded into the timer. Something that I never thought I would be doing. I always thought that UX design was mainly mobile apps or websites. But as a UX designer, once you are in the industry, you're going to be surprised on the projects that you work on. Uh, some projects are pretty cool, other projects are just tough, and other projects are um, challenging. But if you if you like solving problems, if you like basically solving problems, you're gonna enjoy becoming a UX designer, because as a UX designer, you're gonna be basically trying to with your designs, you're gonna be basically trying to figure out, uh, trying to help users, trying to solve problems, work and everything. But it was difficult to understand one of the main features of the app, such as manual watering. And the app has that feature, the main feature that allows people to basically just to turn on the sprinkles, to turn on watering from the mobile app, to turn on one of their devices. And that feature was a little bit hidden under the button navigation. And when I joined the company, I everyone thought that that feature was very easy to find, and they thought that that feature was very accessible, but it wasn't. When I joined the company, I noticed that that feature was hidden, because I couldn't even find that feature myself. And yeah, the way I figured it out is we brought some users to the company, and I basically asked them to do a manual watering via the mobile app, and I just sat there and I just sit next to them, and I saw that the users couldn't figure out how to do the manual watering to use the feature. I asked most of them to. I brought maybe like 8 users to 7 users, and all of them, none of them couldn't find the feature of the app. The feature for everyone in the company, the feature was for some reason everyone in the company knew how to use the feature, but uh, none of the users that I brought to the company, none of them couldn't find the feature, and that was an eye opening for me. And also, when I brought the users, when I conduct basically that testing, um, one of the product owners was in the room as well, watching basically that our users couldn't find that feature. And from there, well, I mean, that's an example of how you can basically uh, find problems and then fix them. The way I fixed it was just basically to place the feature in the home screen outside the button navigation. And after that, I brought some more users and I test the design, and all of the users were able to find the feature after the redesign. So that's one example um, of how UX designers can basically solve problems for users. And you might think that that's not a big problem, but it is for the specific user that I'm serving, the specific user that I'm helping. So let me give you an example. Um, when I joined the company, Orbit, I wasn't a homeowner. Now I am a homeowner, and back then I remember that I would see people watering their grass, and I thought it was I thought there were all these people, all these homeowners that were basically watering their grass. I thought they were crazy because they were just watering grass, and I thought it wasn't very important. And I would also see my dad watering his grass, and I just thought all the time I used to when back then when I wasn't a homeowner, I thought that wasn't important. Now that a homeowner, I think it's very important, but now because I am basically I am a user of uh, and that feature is very important for me because if I don't water my grass, it just dies, and it costs a lot to basically to looks bad, and it costs a lot to basically to replace that grass. Uh, so I have to basically I have to maintain the property, uh, uh, my grass. I have to maintain it properly, and it has to look basically green. It has to look nice. Um, but now I understand that because, and now it is important because um, I am a user for this platform that I'm basically designing. Um, and basically that's one sector of the people I design for, homeowners. There's another sector that I design for as well, or another group of users. There's a uh, professional users, and these users are basically contractors who who install these systems for in a lot of houses, or professionals who water also uh, crops like anything that we eat. And these professionals have uh, large pivots. They just look like a big circle, and they're uh, if you have ever drove by areas where they have a lot of crops or agriculture, they usually have these giant pivots that go very slow, but they water large areas. So that's another user that I basically design for, that I help. But the homeowner and that specific user, the professional, have different needs. To be honest, they look similar, but the needs are different. And since the needs are different, the designs have to be different as well. Um, the professional user uh, is also the person who waters large areas of grass, like uh, let's say like a football field, or schools or parks. So this person, um, they also they also care about uh, the same features that the homeowner has in the mobile app, but they have to do it at a large scale. So for example, he's not just focusing in a small, just for a house. He's focusing on the entire land, in that entire field of the that he's watering, and it could be acres, or it could be um, multiple schools, or it could be uh, multiple locations where he needs to water. And these managers have to do it from a single place. They have to see if the sprinkles are working. They have to see if the timers are working. They have to see um, if there's rain, so they don't have to water. They have to see if there's broken heads, like broken sprinkles. So there's a lot of things that these professionals are, a lot of things that they need, uh, and all these needs are basically what I design for. I design um, the interface for that specific user in a way um, that covers the needs of that specific user. But uh, it's something that I never thought I would be doing until I'm doing it basically for this company. Since I'm the only designer at Beehive, I basically have to. I have the opportunity basically to design for these users, for the homeowner, for the water manager, the one that needs to water multiple parks or schools, and and the third user, which is the farmer, the person who basically needs to water a lot of crops with pivots. And for these users, there's a mobile app for the homeowner. There's another mobile app for the professional user, for the manager uh, of schools or parks, and there's another mobile app for the farmer, for the agriculture farmer, or the professional slash farmer user. So there's three mobile apps, and I get to design basically for these three different users. Um, Pretty interesting. I think if you want to become a designer, you have to be willing to learn, because in this field, uh, when you hear that it's always changing, it is, because it is true, because uh, there's always ways, better ways to uh, to improve basically a user interface. So my neighbors, they just drive with their loud music in the car. But anyways, if you guys have any questions uh, when it comes to UX design, graphic design, I'll be happy to help. Now I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go running, and hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of the weekend. See you later.